get your reactions to this.
Thank you very much, Mike. I'm actually very happy that a new wave of political philosophy is blowing across the state, and that is what is going to help us advance our democracy in the state. When leaders see beyond the colors of their political party flags and begin to see the colors of the needs of the people, begin to look for the right paint to make these needs have a beautiful, colorful solution, then you know we are advancing. The era of pettiness in politics, rancor, acrimony, is gradually fading away. It's becoming old-fashioned because it used to be the trend that once you're in another party, your brother becomes automatically your enemy. And these were men who worked together under the same umbrella, under the same roof before. And for them now not to see eye to eye because of political difference, I don't think it's the right thing. So we're starting a new thing, and it is moving forward. I like the fact that Dr. Kalu was not sitting and waiting for the governor of the state to come and see him. Because actually he was part of those who groomed Dr. Ikpeazu in politics. This was confirmed to me by the governor himself. Like I always pointed out, that all of us grew up under the same roof in our political endeavors. We all started from the same place, and we are beginning to understand that we were first family before we became politicians. Therefore, politics should not be able to break us. And the humility of the past former governor going to see his good ally before now, who has become the governor, shows the spirit of statesmanship. And the way this current governor received him was befitting of somebody seeing his senior in the club of governors. He came out, he invited a whole lot of his strong men, inner caucus, and they came within short notice to receive who was once his mentor as well. And when I interacted, immediately the former governor left the house of the governor. He called me and said he was coming to my house for us to have lunch. Unfortunately, I was not at home, and from his voice, as a man I've worked with for 20 years, I saw that he was happy with the conversations they had, the way he was received, the hospitality. That is honorable. That is what it ought to be. So many people are reading so many meanings into it, but the most important meaning that Abian should read should be what it's going to do to our development.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because you see, oftentimes people don't know that governance goes beyond this praise singing, sycophancy, and that the governor who sits there is under huge pressure. And some of this pressure could be reduced with the strategic, synergistic relationship between all the holders of office, political office around the state, coming together to form a formidable bloc towards resolving the problem of not the governor but of the state. And I know a value that has been added to the administration of okezie now is that the chief whip of the Senate is going to be partnering with him towards developing the state.
Okay.
That is what it means, and that is what Abian should be happy about, that there is a partnership, a collaboration, a synergy that is going to advance our development from where it is to where it ought to be. Take it or leave it. The Senate chief whip is a very strong, influential leader in this country. Take it or leave it. The budget of the federal government has an input from him. And so if there is this relationship between the governor and the senator, who has a big voice in the National Assembly, Abians could be rest assured that a lot of dividends of democracy will be captured for the interest of Abians. He announced, immediately he left there, that he had put in 1 or 2 roads in Aba, which is not even his district. So he has put in some roads in Aba, and also Isi Alango thereabout. He dug a borehole there, and that is what it's supposed to be. We should partner with the governor to make sure that governance the burden of governance is reduced, because he alone cannot do it. So I like that visit. And I encourage other people who are still sitting on the fence and carrying enmity, for their leaders, thinking they are, impressing their leaders. I remember what some of them told me when I always talk about my friendship with Governor, which has nothing to do with my supporting him in being in PDP anyway, but he's my friend. And many people were like, oh, wow, this thing you're doing is going to affect our party. It's not going to affect our party. I will not lose my relationship because of my party affiliation. And I stood by it. And everybody has confirmed that it is the right way to go. Because one of the strong members of PDP came to me and said, you know what? You have liberated us. I said, why? He said, before now, if people like us come to visit you, they will crucify us. But now that you are visiting the governor, attending his event, and going to the big political leaders of PDP, discussing with them, it has liberated us. We can now visit you and you are liked. And I told them, that is what democracy preaches.
Okay, let's look at the political perspective to this visit. So much of intrigues, consultations, and of course permutations ahead of the 2023 general elections, especially right here in Abia State, where the political space is getting charged. The governor of Abia State was in the villa with the president some days ago, although his handler said it was about Enyimba Economic City. And bearing in mind the trend that precedes notable defections in this country, they paid the president that important visit, before cross-carpeting to APC, your party. Then the visit of Senator Kalu to the governor. Some pundits are of the opinion that maybe, just maybe, the governor of Abia State is on his way to your party, the APC.
You see, let's get this clear.
Okay.
The governor has the right to visit Mr. President at any time, because he's the head of the executive, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the man who is in charge, the chief security of Abia State, has a right to knock on the door of Mr. President whenever he wants to brief him. Commander-in-chief, because he's the chief security officer of the state. Let's get it right. It doesn't mean that he must have the coloration of political party activities. His function, as mandated by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will have him do an appraisal or a review with Mr. President from time to time. It is not a favor from Mr. President to the governor of Abia State, and it shouldn't be a big deal for governor of Abia State to visit Mr. President in his call to duty in his office. It is part of the mandate of the Constitution for him to sit with Mr. President. But having said that, I don't think there's anything wrong if Mr. President wants the governor of Abia State to join him, or the governor of Abia State wants to join Mr. President. As I've always preached, it is for the betterment of this state that we join the ruling party. We have always been with the ruling party, and the dividends of democracy. People will call in and say, oh, do you mean that if you're not in the ruling party, that dividends of democracy will not trickle down? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is easier for lobbying. Some of the things I'm doing at the National Assembly now, I'm able to achieve them because of the long legs I have around the presidency, as well as the various MDAs, because I am the spokesperson of the House of Representatives and also a member of the National Executive Council of the party, as well as a strong member of APC. So if you knock on the door of Mr. President and they don't give you attention, if I knock as a spokesperson, I'll be giving attention. It increases your lobbying capacity to be able to assess the dividends of democracy, which is one of the things that brought us into politics. Some of us, we're not in politics for title. We're in politics for the tax. And that tax must be, solved using tactics. These are my 3 T's that I want people who are in power to look at. It shouldn't be for title alone. Many people have title, they don't have tax defined, well-defined tax.
Okay.
You should always ask yourself, my tax, is it matching my title? And my title, is it matching my tax? And if yes, the next thing is the tactics. What tactics are you using? I'm always saying that the moving trend is the right tactics. You join the moving trend, and then from there you'll be able to assess the national cake easily. Not to struggle. And the man is struggling, whether you like it or not, he needs help. And that is why some of us are helping. I told Mr. Governor that I'm building roads in my federal constituency, not for Bende only, but for Abia. Because Bende is part of Abia, which is under your leadership as a governor. So if I build 5-kilometer road, it means I have reduced your burden with 5-kilometer road in my constituency. Now I'm building about 11 plus 5 is about 16-kilometer road. I'm reducing the burden of the governor by a 16-kilometer road. So if he was supposed to do it in Bende with 16-kilometer road, it is not going to be reduced. And you see, so this is the benefit of being close to, the center. That is the benefit. We cannot overemphasize that. So just imagine when we have all the House of Rep members and senators doing what Senator Kalu is doing now, in the Abia North, the burden of the governor will be reduced with the federal government resources. And that is the truth. And the budget of the state will be used to do other things that ordinarily are the needs of the people, which the governor can handle. So this is my call to all the members of the National Assembly, especially the House of Rep and also the Senate. Let us, this last lap of the government of Abia State for this tenure, let us join hands and see what we can do irrespective of our political party affiliation. Let's help to build Abia State. And also, I have always sounded it here, the reciprocation, body language of the governor, the government house, to the National Assembly should be better than it is. There should be frequent meeting with the members of the National Assembly to do an appraisal of what is happening in the state and review on plans to move forward and how we can solve the problems of the state. What is difficult in who is fighting against the governor sitting with the members of the National Assembly from time to time? It shouldn't be an isolated visit of the chief whip going to see him. Tomorrow I'll go and see him. I have access to him. It should be, let's set it quarterly. We are going to sit down like Lagos State is doing. Let's analyze. When budget is coming up at the federal government, let's sit down and say, oh, Ben, try and put 2 roads in your very local government. Solomon Adelu, put this. Darlington, put this. Abonta, put this. Nkiru, put this. By the time we share this burden, the state will know that from the National Assembly axis, we are having so number of roads. If I'm the governor of the state, I will make sure that those who are going to National Assembly are those who understand the agenda of the state and how to partner with the state for the development of the state. And I will support those who are willing to do that, to come on board, to partner with the state for the development of the state. So I call on Senator T. Oji, I call on Senator Abaribe, I call on Senator Oji Kalu. Let them come on board with all the members of the National Assembly, House of Rep. Let us see what we can do to help our state move forward.
Interesting. It is still the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Kalu with the good people of Abia State, especially the constituency he represents at the National Assembly. That's a Bende federal constituency. We do this every week. Of course, he shares his opinion on national issues, of course, telling you what he has done for the past week as he represents a Bende federal constituency. Let's look at some of the project commissioning taking place. Of course, it is still an ongoing exercise. The senator
Michael,
yes.
Before we talk about that,
you
see, Abia is where we all belong. The year has started. I would like to add my voice to what Abia government should be focused on.
Okay.
All right? Because you see, I have observed in my working with the governor or association with the governor that the greater percentage of the success of this office is in the team around him. Some of the people who are around the governor should be reviewed. I say this because their actions are frustrating the progress of the state. And if they challenge me, I call names on this radio station. I'll call them next week. I want one challenge, and I'll begin to mention names. A governor cannot do it all. If you're a member of the cabinet, if you are aide, one aide or the other, appraise yourself. A new year has started. What is your target? What is the timeline of your target? What value addition will your own function as the year has commenced? What value will it add to the governance of Abia State? Like I said, not just answering titles without task. What is your task? And what is your strategy to achieve it? That is your tact. So title, task must be met with tactics, which is tact. Most of them are just answering title and adding no value to this government. And they frustrate some of us who go out scouting, lobbying, spending our money, looking for what will benefit the state. And that is the truth. And there are so many people who are frustrated, not because the governor wanted to frustrate them, but because the people around who are supposed to move one thing from one step to the other in their bureaucratic mentality frustrates that move. And at the end of the day, the blame goes to number one. Of course, the blame will go to him, because it is expected of him also to know how to choose the best team to work with him. I call on the governor to review his team. If he really want to make an impact within now and the end of his tenure, he should review his team and let every one of them present their own roadmap in this year. First quarter, what do you Q1 of the 2021,
2022?
What do you want to achieve for the state in your office? Q2, what do you want to achieve? Q3, what do you want to achieve? Let the governor go into a camp with them, a retreat with them. Let's see what they have in mind for their roles that he has given them to do, not just answering the big title. So this is very, very, because you see, we cannot be keeping quiet. This is our state, for goodness sake. It's not a PDP state. It's a state for even those who are not in politics. Whether you are a commissioner or you are a special advisor or you are head of this agency or that, it is high time you stood up. Give the governor your roadmap, what you want to achieve, and then give a timeline towards achieving it. And let somebody mention your outcomes. Let there be monitoring and evaluation department. Those who monitor and evaluate the activities of all these people who are answering these big titles. Because we keep saying state government is not doing this, not doing that. When we have given responsibilities and using taxpayers' money to pay individuals who are sitting there answering big titles, adding no value to the government. It is high time we do that overhauling. So, to the governor, you have given us a roadmap. Beautiful roadmap. In fact, my own, you personally handed it over to me. I was reading that up to this morning. I even placed a call to the lady who helped in preparing it of the economic planning. I spoke to her this morning. I called again to discuss some pages of that roadmap, but I think she was busy before I entered into an engagement. We did not produce a Bible that people will put somewhere and not read because they are afraid of the holiness expectation in that scripture or the punishment that be mentioned by the scripture. We have produced a working document, a document that will guide us. We said it's 2021 or 2020 to 2050. Okay, we are in 2022. What is that book saying, Mike? I want Abia, those in government, when you go to your political platform and all the rest of them, I want you to ask that relevant question. The 2022 expectation of that document, what is it saying? And what are we doing about it? Because if the governor focuses on that particular document that he gave to me, which is a beautiful document, and anybody replacing him focuses on that document, Abia will be a better place. Because beautiful ideas have been canvassed there. Yes, you might need to, because of dynamic of the society and the dynamic of time, you can also change one or two things. But if you follow 50-60% of what have been captured in that document we call the roadmap for our development, a lot will be achieved. Abians need to know in that roadmap, where are we? What is the clock saying in that roadmap? And what are we doing towards that? Thank you very much.
All right. I'm going to take you back to this issue you've raised of some of those working with the governor, of course, due to lapses and causing some lapses, of course, in the development of Abia State. Now, some questions have been raised. Why not the governor show them the way out? For example, the issue of parastatals being owed. The governor has come out severally and say, we have heads in those parastatals, and yet they are being owed salaries for months. And now the governor is saying, yes, I appointed them. But the question is, why has the governor kept them in place for a long time? That's just for an example, just like we have other persons in other sectors right here in Abia State, and they have been kept for long. That I don't know what will be your reaction. Maybe
because you see, I'm not a spokesperson of the governor. He's just my friend, and he will remain my friend in and out of politics. But this issue remains. Mr. Governor need to have a monitoring and evaluation team that will be analyzing the works of those people that are occupying these MDAs, asking for salary, asking for this benefit. Yes, they deserve it, but they said that a servant deserves his wages. But it's only when the servant serves that he can deserve wages. You are in Ministry of Works and the patch is going on the road, we must contract it out and we must pay you salary. Salary for doing what? You understand what I'm saying? You know, I can go on and on. You are in charge of environment, you are in charge of ASIPA. The debt is everywhere and you deserve your payment. Salary for what? And when we want to move debt, we must give contract to people for us to move. Where is the creativity? Where is the innovation that's supposed to accompany governance that will make people deliver? If you say governor show them the way, if he brings in a new set of people without the proper mandate and proper monitoring team, they will not deliver. But if they know that the torchlight is on them, deliver or I show you your way out. Let me tell you, most of these people will become very innovative. They will bring consultants that will work with them to add value to this state. We are tired of hearing that Abia State is not doing this, not doing that. What of those we are paying these salaries? They should wake up and bring tradition innovations that will, frustrate the old tradition of underdevelopment.
All right.
And he should show the way out. Those that ought to be shown the way out. That's the truth for the interest of the state. This time, let me tell you, if I'm the governor, this last batch of my administration, I'm not going to use political sentiment. And there was something he said that I like so much. He said he's going to follow those contractors that he's giving job and sitting in his office before. Now he will go to monitor them. He will go and see what they are doing and know whether before they come and claim certificate of completion and go and claim money, which have been happening before. Now that he is setting a team of people who that is right. Let them do that both on the contract and also do that on the service that is being provided to Abians. If you're a PAMSEC, well, let's know your work. If you are executive secretary, let's know your work and let it be measured. There must be a yardstick for measuring the expected outcome of every office. Then you will see efficiency. That will drive efficiency of the state. If you don't have any measurable, ruler you're using to measure what is the expectation of the people from that office, they will stay there as long as they want, just collecting salary and going home. And the man will be, all the pressure will be on him. No, that is not true governance. I don't believe that is how things are supposed to be.
All right, we need to take a break now. When we return, we'll continue the conversation. We talk about some of the projects that have been commissioned and, of course, that we're expecting to be commissioned, and also some other issues concerning governance in Abia, outside Abia, and also national issues. It is Ben Kalu's mandate, weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu with the good people of Abia State.
Is Benjamin Okezie Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. We still have Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu right here in the studios of Flow 94.9 FM, weekly engagement of his representation at the National Assembly lower chamber for Bende Federal Constituency. And let's move on to project commissioning. The senator representing Abia North Senatorial Zone and the chief whip of the Senate was in Bende. to commission some projects completed by you. That was on Saturday, the 8th of January 2022. Can you run us through the projects commissioned? But just before then, the Chief Whip of the Senate in his address commended you for a job well done. To be specific, let me quote him. He said, Ben Kalu is my representative, whom I'm very pleased with because he has performed excellently well. The beauty of democracy is continuous improvement, and Benjamin Kalu has proven that he's a forthright man who loves his people the same way I love them. And I told him that he must work like me. Those are the words from the senator representing you at the upper chamber, coming from a man who you have learnt from in your journey in politics. So what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot. You know, in my work with him, I think this is about the second time or third time he was commending me. He hardly comments. He not that he doesn't appreciate, but he's not given to, dishing out words, just impressive. But he might praise you behind you. I know that he has always praised me behind me. But to tell me to my face that I was doing well, he never did. So coming from him repeatedly that same evening, he said it about 2 or 3 times that evening when he came to commission, gladdened my heart. Because, to be honest, he groomed me. He may not be a saint, but Dr. Kalu groomed me. And I will give him that credit till the day I die. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter, he's not a saint, but he's the one who showed me the ropes in politics. I was made the first local government chairman through his effort, and we have worked together both in and outside politics. So he's like a mentor, he's like a father, he's like a big brother, he's my confidant, I'm his confidant. We are very close. And for him to boldly say, I am well pleased with what you are doing, it's like your teacher giving you an excellent mark, and nothing was more rewarding than those words. In fact, I'm going to engrave those words in my heart and also on a marble, because it doesn't come every day. That's the truth. So he came to commission, part of the job we have done, because the truth remains, it will take him 3 days to commission all the projects I've done in these 2 years. 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. If he wants to commission my project in Bende, he has to move with me from morning till evening for 3 days for him to commission. That is the truth. But we chose because he was coming to my house. It was not planned. He was coming to have dinner with me, and I told him, since you're coming, when you come, you have to commission the project along the corridor where my house is. So you enter Omar here, Okburenyi is on your right, and then you pass my house, you see the civic center, and then you go down the road, you see the Amwogo and Dokuruku road. So we chose only those few for him to commission.
Agbamuzu Hall.
Agbamuzu Hall, that's the civic center.
Okay.
So he commissioned Okburenyi Road, the first part of it, and we're going in for the second part, because he asked me that, and when are you starting the second one? I told him in no distant time I'm starting the second part of it, and he was very, very happy. And then also the Ndokoruku Road, which I also added street lights. He was very happy, and I used that opportunity to remind my community that he was the first person to bring light, electricity, into Bende. And they were happy. My people were happy to see him. They waited for him from 4 o'clock when he said he was coming till about 8 o'clock, and it shows acceptance. And they stayed around until he left around 12 o'clock. Midnight. Wow. Yes, the people were there cheering him because they were happy to see him. You know why they were happy? They were happy that he supported me to be where I am. That is why the benefit of democracy, they are enjoying it. If he was fighting me, maybe we wouldn't have had the opportunity of going to House of Rep. So that synergy, my people love the synergy between us, the partnership between us. So in fact, some road, he will build a few kilometers where he stopped, I start from there, just like that. Some of the roads that we build. So that is the kind of synergy that my people appreciate a lot. And Other things, I'm sure when he's around, maybe in April, if he's around, we'll commission more. If not so, I might even invite the governor himself to come and commission. The Minister of State, also I will invite him to come and commission. It's a way of showing honor to whom honor is due, especially the former governor. He ought to be the first person to commission my project, and that was why I gave him that honor, having raised me in politics. And he was in his high spirits. I must say, he was in high spirit.
Okay, still talking about your presence at home, because you're yet to return to the National Assembly after the break. You and your team have continued the distribution of bags of rice. I can see them all cladded in the bench.
Before that, we are still going to be. We have projects that are ready for commissioning. We're waiting for Anambra Imo Basin on Ozitem to give the final certificate. It's been built. It's just for them to hand over for us to commission. Ozitem water treatment plant, borehole, is ready. Alai is ready. They're already drinking the water, even though we have not commissioned, because the scarcity of water there is amazing. That Alai is ready to be commissioned any moment from now. The Ntalako biggest health center is ready. I've been bented, is ready for commissioning as we speak. And we have a couple of schools, about 5 schools or 6 schools ready for commissioning. Some will be painted by tomorrow or next tomorrow. So, and the solar farm, which will be providing light, the machines they are waiting from Netherlands just arrived. They're on their way to be able to tidy up. We are looking at before the end of January, beginning of February, to also commission that, and other things line up that I may not be able to remember.
The food support project now, distribution of bags of rice to every home in the 13 wards of Bende Federal Constituency as part of the 19th edition of your food support project. Maybe you bring us up to speed on that. Are you truly going to navigate all the 13 wards of Bende Federal Constituency?
Mike, we have started. Those who know me know, like I always like people to know, I'm a child of God. And I want to always announce it to the people. And children of God don't, because of politics, tell lies. I'm not one of those who campaign with lies so that people will like you. No. I shoot the way it's supposed to be. I shoot straight. And anything I mention, I try to ask God to help me fulfill it. It has been my desire to care for those who were not able to afford food within this ember month and beginning of January. And to give joy to those whose spirits were low and afraid of starting the new year, to give them succor that, listen, I am your representative, I care for you. It may not be big, but it's a show of love. But I told myself that I was out to share food to about 8,000 homes. 8,000, not 800.
You mentioned it last year on this program.
Yeah, I mentioned it, and I also mentioned it during our 29 December program. I'm sure that day you saw we shared a lot that day, but we continued. You can see the team here who are well dressed, professors, businessmen, former honorable members. They're all dressed. We have our uniform. Once I finish with this, I'm going to wear my own uniform. We'll go back. We were working yesterday till about 10 p.m. last night. We have covered some areas. We started with Itumbuzo, but we couldn't finish it because it was a bit rowdy. We are trying to organize them better, but we improve on our distribution strategy. By the time we got to Umuhu was done beautifully well organized. Uzitem was done beautifully well organized. And yesterday we went into Uzuakoli, very well done, beautifully well attended. From Uzuakoli we went to Mba, and Mba was done beautifully well. We went to Umimenyi. Though they waited for too long, it was also accomplished fully. We went to Gweke, it was too late. We are starting again today
with
some
Gweke.
of the work. Yes, we'll do Gweke, we'll do it, we'll do Alai and some of them. So some have been shifted to Friday. So within this whole week, myself and my team will be going from one home to the other to hand over our show of love, with this food support program.
Your engagement this morning, just before the start of the program with the Controller of Immigration, what was the intention of the visit?
Yes, the new Controller of Immigration came to pay me a courtesy call.
Okay.
Because I pushed for a divisional office to be built in Bende.
which is completed.
Which has been built and completed, except the borehole that they need to put before they furnish it and then start using it. Especially now that they don't have a lot of offices in Abia State. I saw it ahead of time that there will be need for them to have accommodation, because the immigration department is very important to the image of this country and the reputation of this country. So if they are not well accommodated, they will not be able to do their job well. So I met with the governor and got my papers approved for the land that I needed. He immediately, I must give it to the governor, he approved immediately. You know, when I approached him it was about 2 years ago, he approved immediately, and was the commissioner of environment approved. And, you know, my community, I had to tell my community, listen, we are not going to give them bottlenecks that will make this investment not to be here. Okay. So we will go, against every laid down rule to make sure we give them a portion of land. The land was secured and they built very good, massive office. They have been here this morning as a new comptroller in charge of Abia Command, and he was very happy, you know, with the people who came to receive him. The traditional rulers were there, the youth were there, the women were there, the stakeholders were there to receive him, to assure him that the community gave that land from the depth of their heart, and they are willing to accommodate them, you know, in a peaceful coexistence there. We went to the property, and the man was very impressed with the work that they have finished there, and also assured us that the next level is to make that place an area office, so not just a divisional office. So that place is going to become an area office, and we also handed over to them a piece of land that they have not used, which is going to be used for their transit camp. So there's going to be a transit camp that's going to be the phase 2 of the development of that place. What that will do to the economy of my federal constituencies is that it's going to increase the human traffic there, and it's going to stimulate economic growth around my area and create jobs for our people. That to me is more important than asking the government for compensation. My community is not asking for any compensation. For some of you who are always asking for compensation, you are using that to underdevelop your community, because while you're asking for that compensation, the project will be delayed. The job that is supposed to create for your community, you will lose out. The economic stimulation that's supposed to come with it, you will lose out. Let's be wiser. In the north and not the rest of them, they don't go around asking compensation. Let us deliver our lands to be used for the development of the state. That is the best way to support the governor. So that's what we did this morning, and the next level is to arrange on the day we're going to commission the place. That was the meeting we had this morning, and he came with his team.
I'm going to ask you on some other projects that are awaiting commission. But before then, last week on this program, we spoke about alleged budget padding. So many feedbacks we got from that show last week. They were of the opinion that well, you painted budget padding in a very positive way, more like budget padding never existed. Maybe you should throw more light on that.
There is nothing like budget padding. Okay. There's nothing like budget padding. It's a creation of people who just want to scandalize, the National Assembly, propagandist theory. But where is that word? It's not in our constitution. Budget padding. It is the duty of the National Assembly to receive budget proposal from the executive. What do we do with that budget proposal? If the executive have the capacity and the competence and the constitutional mandate to do their budget proposal and go ahead with it, the constitution would not be asking them to bring it to us, because we have the power of the purse. The power of the purse, how do you execute power of the purse? Is to look at what have been proposed and prune it. And in pruning, you cut some place, you enhance some place. Okay, as long as it's within that particular budget, expectation, you prune some. Okay, let me give you an example. You sit in Abuja as executive. How will you know, as a minister of water resources, or minister of in charge of energy, electricity, power? How will you stay there and know the needs of my people? It is only the presentation of your office here that might be biased and tabled before you, and you rely on that to make your budget. The members of the parliament, who are the grassroots people, interact through town hall meetings to harvest the needs of the people that they represent for one purpose: to be able to provide solutions to those hydra-headed needs. they do a more thorough job, more comprehensive job than your state offices of the ministries, who don't have the capacity or rather well energized to be able to capture the needs of the people. So you cannot compare the needs analysis of the state office of any ministry against my analysis as a member of the parliament who interact with the stakeholders that appear on my stakeholders administration list from time to time to fish out what is actually paining them. So when you now go and give water to people who need road and give road to people who need classroom blocks, you are not putting the right peg into the right hole. So it is our duty to now remove those holes and those pegs from the wrong holes and fit it properly. So where you didn't put education and education is needed, we will put education there within the budget. Where you don't need road, we'll say no, this road can wait, let's do ecological problem there. It is the job as allowed by the spirit of section 81 of the Constitution for us to do. So anybody who calls that pardon does not understand the function of the legislature, and I don't blame them, and that is why I'm taking this effort. I don't think it's happening in any part of the country. In fact, many people are offering us award for what we are doing to educate people what is the nature of the work of the legislature. Due to our long stay in military era, many have come to misunderstand, be misinformed about the workings of the legislature, and it is our duty to make sure we bridge that information gap by making the people understand the workings of the parliament, by this public participation, this public engagement that we are doing through radio and television and our magazines.
Yes, quickly, other projects that are yet to be commissioned in the constituency.
I just mentioned a few of them. I said that we'll have some boreholes, water treatment plant. We also have some road. In the next 1 week, another road will be ready for commissioning. And after that, Alai Road, we are fixing it squarely and it will be ready for commissioning. We have about 2-3 more roads for commissioning. We also have some block of classroom. We have over 6 classroom, not 6-room classroom, and then different blocks in different schools, 6 schools. That we're also going to be commissioning. We also have the solar energy plant that will be commissioning soon. We also have too many to mention.
All right.
So we have gone there to work for our people, sacrificing our own needs on the altar of the people's needs, and I hope our people appreciate. But I think they do. They appreciate.
All right, let's get reactions from the phone lines and the feedback platforms. On Facebook, you can drop your comments on Flow 949 FM. That's on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow 949 FM. Also, right on studio phone lines, you can call 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. It is time to interact with your Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu. Yes, glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Hello, Michael Oni. Good morning, sir.
You're welcome. Good morning.
The Honorable Benjamin Kalu, or Padre Bende, Onekaribe one of Bende, is a regular authentic caller. Ikpeazu. I'm calling from Bende, the land of food, the blessed land of God. I want to thank our Honorable that we send down to Abuja to go and represent us. May God bless you. You have already awarded Obreni Road, even immigration that you do in on your own, even Amago Ndokuru Road, you have already awarded on Saturday with Chief Whip. May God bless you and give you divine wisdom to do more than the Chewage. I be a couple and tell you, Megidegi Kegadire. Abu Ikpeazu. Nobody knows since you were on a radio. Bineka Benjamin in Meremo, but one winter, Igemenem, Nekuna Comfort FM, Internal Quaibu, Nekuna Magic FM, Netigin advertisement, Neku, I want to bend it. Benjamin, Oruela DJ Ketamu, all mention of Burkaki Bikwanamo. You may actually get a bozig, Eva, Onya went to bed, now Jesus.
Thank you very much, Ikpeazu. Yes, glad to have you join us. So what's your name?
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. You're speaking with Michael.
Hello, Mike.
Yes, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go on, please. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is from Bende.
All right.
Another.
Okoho.
I am a from the Kuru. I'm going to go take the do our road and wire for my mother to go to bed like better than on the level. I was nothing to get me like I said. On the winter again, some of my dents, I'm not listening to now. This is the from I'm not listening to. I have for my bed. I beg on the level. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. He's going to react to that shortly. Hello, good morning.
Michael, good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
My representative, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you. My name is Wakwechi Debe, and I'm representing from our in Bende LGA. Representative Benjamin Kalu, I so much appreciate your effort for the people of Bende and Abia State in general. Honestly, if we had more of you in different federal constituency in Abia State, I believe before end of 2023, Abia State will be El Dorado, seriously, in terms of projects. And I, on behalf of the people of Obreni, want to thank you for your efforts, making sure that that road, I remember you used that road to campaign, and you made a promise that that road will certainly feel your touch. We've begun to feel it. Despite the fact this is 1 kilometer, and I'm happy you said it here on air that this is the first phase, that you will still continue from where you stopped. We appreciate you. We only ask God to give you the grace and strength to do more for your people that elected you. Kudos, my brother. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Uwakwe. This one says, appreciation, Bende Youth Progressives Association, heartily, sincerely appreciate, thank you, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the indefatigable, unbeatable member representing Bende Federal Constituency in the National Assembly, for attracting and successfully completing and commissioning the Amogu Undiokuruku road project. Sir, may the Almighty God and protect you, and God bless you in the National Assembly so that more projects will be attracted in Bende Federal Constituency. My name is Jonah Godwin Undukwe, across the border chairman, Bende Youth Progressives Association. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Yeah. Good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, my Honorable Benjamin Kalu.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Chief Undubisi Watneke. I'm calling you from Amahoromta.
All right, Chief.
My take this morning is to thank you for what you gave my people yesterday. It was wonderful. Though I wasn't there in person, I look forward to have, been part of what you did yesterday. But then, that you have given a lot to them means a lot to me. May God bless you, sir. And I'm sure as you came in, you saw the progress they are making on the bridge. Your bridge, we call it Benjamin Kalu Bridge. You saw the effort. Our roads, you have traversed it. My plea to you is to ask them to kindly come to Amohoro. Our topography is terrible. Let them come to Amohoro with the drainage. Because the rain that fell on Sunday almost washed off all the good things they did during Christmas. May God bless you, sir. I don't want to join others as, asking you to look after me. You're always looking after my people, and I'm part of it. God bless you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. God bless you, Mike. God bless your beautiful radio station. Good morning, Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Thank you for all you are doing. Please, I pray you continue being you. Never get distracted. The fact that you are close to God is a plus to us who are looking up to you. Please remember the leadership school. If possible, make it an online thing so people can be part of it from their base. God bless you, my mentor. I'm Ifeanyi Chukwu. All right. Thank you, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Let's get more reactions on the phone lines. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Mike.
Yes, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
I'm Super High Chief D.I. Onoha. It's from Ubombende, Lobre in Abo. I'm one for Brain Bonquem, Lubombende. And I'm making it honorable. Now, what do you look when Lobre? Mgbe na chọọchị enye Roman Catholic Church okpere okwenye kwabe kokwenye kwasị na ụzọ okpere ya na aga ime uju ma afọ nga ọtọrọ m ụtọ n'obi yinne na Benjamin emezuola nkwa okwere ma ọ bụla that 1 kilometer ọrụ ọ dị ha enye mali ihe anyị na-ebu ozu si n'ụlọ pụọ na-enya n'isi nwaanyị enyeghị m nwa onwe nsogbu a na-eji bara akwara ya apụ gaa n'ọnụ ya ma na-arịọ ya sị ya biko otu akwa o si n'ọnụ ya mgbe ihe kasị enye mkpado okpuru enyi ahụ Chizugbo rute ndị tọtụ okpuru enyi ọdịkwasụ anya na-aga na-ebu apaghara ọmụgasị nji agaghị eme ndị na-eburu ndị mmadụ aga ahụ si ahụ n'oge bitoro ha ihe mma n'ihi anyị si ha na obere enyi potela ahụ anyị nwere ike ịtụ ọkpụ ụzọ anyị nke ọbụla eje ma ọ gawa nga ọbụla anyị chọrọ ịga
All right, thank you very much, High Chief, for that. And this says I am a regular listener of Ben Kalu's mandate, and I must commend him. He has really achieved a lot within the short period of time of his representation. I want to please tell him to remind his counterpart, Representative Onyejiocha, to remember Acha in Isekweto, so we can also have sense of belonging. Sometimes I wish Acha Isekweto is under the representation of Ben Kalu. He's doing well. Kelechi Epo from Acha in Isekweto. Kanu Zomba says, Honorable, I appreciate your practice of politics of love and unity. God will continue to strengthen you. And on the Facebook page, we have comments from Ozo Omaga from Enugu State. Chisco Nadi also saying, God bless you. Ambassador Egu Dennis also asking question, did he say the state is in its best shape? Okay. And Ezekiel Elvis says, brand new morning, Michael and Honorable. Truth be told, and the Chief Whip and the Honorable are doing very well, solely well, especially in the area of representing the good people of Bende. Kudos, sir. All right, those are the messages we can take. We do appreciate you for your comments and your feedbacks. So you can respond to those questions and also.
Thank you very much. Ike, thank you for calling in. I've noted your Ikpeazu. I've noted what you said about your needs. I've noted it. All right. Emeka from Dokoruko, sorry for the accident. We'll try and see how we reach out to you. All right, through my office. The caller said I mentioned it during campaign, and we're busy trying to fulfill it, and that is the truth. And thank you for remembering that. Godwin Cross from Bende, thank you for always calling in across the border. It's actually my guy. Thank you very much for always calling in and telling the truth. Chief Ndubisu Wadnek, so sorry we didn't see you when we came to Mba yesterday, but I'm glad your people confirmed that we were there. I like what you said now, because you have given a lot. People means a lot to me. That was your line. That's what you said. You may not have given me, but because you have given a lot to my people, it means a lot to me. That's a beautiful, selfless, patriotic line coming from you. Thank you. Amahoro drainage. The Amahoro drainage that you mentioned, yeah, I will find out from the engineer. I think that should be covered. And yes, I saw also what the rain did on the road, and I've asked the commissioner, the contractor, the engineer, to see me this evening. He's coming to see me because I applied that road and I saw one or two things, so he's coming to answer some questions. Ifeanyi Chukwu, we've not forgotten the leadership school like he promised, and yes, it will be online. Hi Chief Onwa from Obom, thank you for your kind words and the promises I made in Catholic Church. There is one remaining, that is the tiles. I have not forgotten the tiles that we mentioned. We're coming back to fulfill that promise that we made. I didn't forget. Tell your father I didn't forget. It's just that I've been in court till September of last year. It's only 3 months I've been free from going in and out of court, so be patient. The man from Acha, Kelechi Egbo, asking me to remind the Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Rep to remember Acha people. It is not good to say that Nkiruka Onyejiocha Honorable is not working. It's not fair. She is working, and I know a lot of things she has started, the ecological fund, a lot of rules that is going on there. If he has not gotten to Acha, he's going to get to Acha. APC representatives and senator around our zone, Abia North, they are working so hard, and Nkiru happened to be one of the champions there. So I will not go and tell Nkiru to remember Acha, because I know in her program or every part of that federal constituency is covered. The aviation school that is coming up there, and there's a lot of bigger projects there, and you have a very good representative. All right, thank you very much.
All right, those are the messages and how far we can go on this edition, the second edition for the year 2022. Ben Kalu's mandate, bridging the gap between the parliament and the people. God's willing, the program returns next week. Thank you very much, Representative.
Thank you, Mike Oloni, for having me. You're doing a good job with this program. Abians and Nigerians will be very proud of you and the producer for always making this one of the top interactive program for the House of Representatives. What an honor for you to anchor a National Assembly program. God bless you.
Representative. And many thanks to Ben Kalu's team, of course, for making it a success. We do appreciate you. Join us next week on another edition of Ben Kalu's Mandate.
Is Benjamin Okezie Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. Honorable Benjamin Kalu.